I'm Natalie. So your question is, how were the militiamen in Lexington and Concord warned that the British were coming? You probably don't know this, but there's a famous poem that was written a long time after this, and it started out right here. Now listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. And it details the story of how Paul Revere gets up on his horse and rides all night over to Lexington and Concord to warn them and say, the British are coming, the British are coming. That's sort of like the fantasy version of the story. The reality is that there were other riders, two other riders, William Dawes and Samuel Prescott, and they all three of them rode in secret over to warn the British, to warn Lexington and Concord that the British were coming. So the answer would be there, number 2, by writers such as the famous Paul Revere. And again, that's the famous poem there. Here, I put a little image too from Google here. It's a very famous story. Then they say they always focus on Paul Revere, but in reality, actually, Paul Revere didn't actually make it. He got caught. It was actually the other two who made it and were successful. But Paul Revere's name worked better in the poem, I guess, so he became famous. So here's Paul Revere. Looks like he's, warning the militiamen to get their guns and go get ready to fight the British. So that's it. Good luck.